लख शुक्राना अपने दरबार में बुलाने के लिए, सत्संग शेयर करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी देने के लिए। आप सब जानते हैं मैं आपकी वडियाई कैसे करूं मुझे नहीं मालूम, लेकिन मैं कोशिश करूंगी, आप मेरे साथ रहिएगा। और I cannot thank you enough. So, my name is Meghna. I am from Jacksonville, Florida. And बहुत मन था यहाँ आने का, बहुत दिन से I was requesting गुरुजी की दिवाली आपके साथ मनाना चाहती हूँ, अपने पास बुलाइए। तो गुरुजी महाराज ने ये अपॉर्चुनिटी दी। I got connected to Guruji in this year in May, April and May beginning. And we have a lot of संगत in Jacksonville जो बहुत प्यार करते हैं गुरुजी को और मिलते हैं, सत्संग करते हैं। एक one big family there, an extension of the Guru Pariwar everywhere in the world. And उनमें से कुछ, some of my friends, Komal Aunty, Anu Aunty, they used to always, Mini Aunty, they would ask me to come to Guruji's Satsang, and somehow मेरा जाना हो नहीं पाता था. And I was not very, I was spiritual, but I was not into Simran and prayer as much. And approximately a year ago, in June of 2020, I lost somebody who I was very fond of, and he was a Shiv Bhakt. And I think losing someone who you respect so much and care about so much was very big jolt. And it was an unnatural, untimely death. So the grief sort of turned into prayer, and he was a Shiv Bhakt, so I started praying to Shiv Ji. मुझे रिचुअल्स नहीं मालूम थे, मुझे कुछ भी नहीं मालूम था कि कैसे करते हैं, क्या करते हैं, ना मैंने किसी से इस बारे में बात करी. लेकिन I started doing a lot of Mahamrityunjay, and that was my connection with Shiv Ji. And there was something about Mahamrityunjay part that kept drawing me towards it. So I used to do it regularly, सुनती थी और बस बहुत अच्छा लगता था. And it was just, me and my time with Shiv Ji. And धीरे धीरे I started seeing changes in my house. घर में नटराज की मूर्ति आई. I'm fond of art as a hobby. I'm a physician by profession, but I'm fond of art as a hobby. And नटराज की मूर्ति आई घर में. फिर धीरे धीरे घर में plants आने शुरू हो गए. And I just noticed कि कुछ बदल रहा है घर में. But I wasn't sure कि where I'm going. And then one of my friends, her father passed away, and this is the peak time of COVID in India when we were losing a lot of people in India. And this time a lot of close friends and families were losing loved ones, and I was very grieved in our department and around people. It was just a very difficult time for all of us, as you would remember. And so I went to the prayer meeting for my friend's dad, and वहाँ पे I started crying a lot, and I don't remember the last time when I started crying so much. And I was just very grieved to see her in that condition, and just collectively feeling a lot of grief for people we were losing all over the world. So my friends kept saying, Guruji is calling you, Guruji is calling you. मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा था वो लोग क्या कह रहे हैं. Somewhere it registered and somewhere it didn't. But one of my friends, Komal Aunty, she sent me a virtual link, and she does a Shukrana Satsang every Sunday from her home. And she sent me a virtual link to join in. And मैं कहीं बाहर गई हुई थी और मुझे भूल भी गया कि वो join करना है. But battery was low and all things were like, sort of against me joining it. But 5 minutes before the satsang is supposed to end, I just click on that link and I put my headphones and I'm putting kids to sleep. I was like, chalo koi nahi, matha tek lete hain, it'll be nice. And I knew nothing about Guruji. Kuch nahi malum tha. So just for 5 minutes I listened to it, and then I closed it and I said that was very nice. Gurbani thi, Om Shiv Omkara tha, sab. It was very nice, but I kind of, moved on. 2 days later, I get a dream, and in which came Guruji. तो मुझे मालूम नहीं था कि ड्रीम दर्शन क्या होते हैं. That just what it means. And he comes and I see his picture, this Varu. I see our anniversary date flashing. It was coming up in 2 weeks. And I see a woman drowning, and she's wearing a red thread in her hand, and she's drowning, and all you can see is a red hand. And she's basically requesting to be saved. And I woke up very disturbed. I'm like, what was that? Mujhe, I just listened to the satsang 2 days ago. Maybe that picture is in my head. Mujhe nahi malum kya tha, but I got very worried. So मैंने बस अपनी prayers की intensity बढ़ा दी. And as usual, I went back to Mahamrityunjay, and I just started doing a little bit more. I'm not sure what that was, but I knew something was not right. So approximately 3-4 days later, my husband, we were building a house with another satsang, I'll share quickly. But we were building a house at that time, and my husband had gone to get lumber from a nearby city, and he calls me from Gainesville, and he says that mera accident ho gaya. And it was like 7 in the evening, and I was like, what? And he said, जो SUV थी, it was like a full-size SUV. He said, पूरी car total हो गई है, and airbags deploy हो गए, and all of that. And I'm like, are you okay? And he said, मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ, I'm fine. And I was very surprised, so I took the kids with me. I went to Gainesville, which is about an hour drive from Jacksonville. And but raste mein I knew that this has something to do with the dream that I just had. And I went there. He was fine. Even before I reached, a cop off duty came and stood by him all throughout. Within seconds of the accident happening, a cop appears from nowhere who's not on duty and stays with him for all the time till I reach him, and actually all the time till we went back. So this was a very dark, small road that he was on, and it could have been dangerous for him to be by himself with a broken vehicle. And wahan pe Guruji, I feel like Guruji came and, just stood by. So by the time I reached, things were getting a little bit clear ki hua kya hai, and then we were in the process of coming back home, gaadi ko tow karke, and all of the kids and me were coming back, all of us. But I decided कि मैं घर नहीं जाऊंगी. I will go to my friend's place. This was midnight. I called her. I said, I'm coming to your place. I want a photo of Guruji. And I don't know what it is, but I'll take it with me. So then Guruji came to our house. I didn't know anything about Guruji, but I knew that it was my time and I have to bring him home. And I brought Guruji home. And bas, from there on, he just took over. फिर उनकी गद्दी लगी घर पे. धीरे धीरे समझ आया कि हुआ क्या. मेरी फ्रेंड्स ने मुझे बताया what it meant. And फिर मैं अपनी फ्रेंड से पूछा. मैंने कहा बट मुझे अभी तक समझ नहीं आया कि वो लेडी कौन थी. why she was drowning, what was going on. मुझे वो पार्ट नहीं समझ आ रहा बिल्कुल भी. So she said, have you noticed your own hand? I said no. And I'm not wearing it now, but I was wearing a red bracelet in my own hand, और मैं अपना हाथ ही नहीं देखा. और उसने मुझे बोला that was you, and he came to rescue you. मैंने कहा मैं तो कभी उनके सत्संग पे भी नहीं गई, कुछ मालूम भी नहीं था, फिर भी he came, he took care of us. From there on, he just one thing after the other, he switched our cars. I got my US citizenship that week. Just a lot of his meher started happening. And बस तब से हमारी जर्नी शुरू हुई. उसके बाद we realized that the home that we are building, उसका नंबर 7 है. जैसे ही उस घर में मूव हुए, जिस दिन गृह प्रवेश था उस दिन I was trying to get a रुद्राक्ष माला for 1 year, and मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा था. Am I choosing the right one? उसकी एनर्जी कैसी, ये वो. I mean, I was thinking of so many things, but I couldn't get myself to buy a रुद्राक्ष. And that day, my mother-in-law gives me a 108 रुद्राक्ष की माला. And the day we enter that home, that I feel is a gift from Guruji, I got my Rudraksh mala, which got lost and found, and he's been taking care of it since then. And then उसके बाद गुरुजी का शुक्राना सत्संग हुआ घर पे. गुरुजी महाराज आए. उन्होंने अपने डेट भी अगस्त 7 पिक करी. सावन के महीने में वो आए पहली बार घर पे, इस घर पे. और बस उनकी वो साथ रहते हैं हमेशा, रोज़ अपनी प्रेजेंस फील कराते हैं. आज यहाँ बुलाया, उसका बहुत बहुत शुक्राना. कल सचखंड का प्रसाद दिलवाया, उसका बहुत बहुत शुक्राना। आज आपके मंदिर में जोत जलाने की ब्लेसिंग का शुक्राना। तो इतनी सब शुक्राने हैं गुरुजी के। जस्ट उनका प्यार हम सब पे बना रहे, उनकी कृपा हम सब पे बनी रहे। हम मैं तो किसी लायक नहीं गुरुजी, बट वी लव यू वेरी मच ऑल ऑफ अस। एंड अपने चरण शरण में रखिएगा बस। शुक्राना।